Okay, this is a bit of a quick one, I hope. Basically, I bought myself a suitcase record player, knowing that they were naff, and I've built up a collection of naff records to go with them. But I've decided to upgrade to a naff music centre, which is what this is. This is a Lloytron, which probably dates, I think, from the mid-1980s. And I'm actually quite surprised how reasonably well it's made. Probably by today's standards, anyway. Obviously, it's all analog. There's quite a lot of quite a big circuit board in here, but it's got a lot of the typical issues that you might expect to find with these sorts of things. What I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm trying to get this auto stop to work, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Oh, it worked that time. Right, so I think I'm getting on the right track with that. This cassette deck's actually reasonably well made. Made by Taiwan Pigeon, apparently. Auto stop. What I've found with it is that the pinch roller, which is that black rubber wheel with the yellow insert, that was very, very hard and rubber. And I've tried washing it down with a bit of isopropanol, and that seems to have softened that up a bit. The big issue was the belt, which is very typical. This belt here just disintegrated, and in actual fact, I don't know if you can quite see it, but that sticky residue that's still left on there, that was basically all that was left of the belt. And you can see that I've had to clean it off sort of places like here, as best I can. But anyway, the belts for now appears to be working okay. One unusual feature I found with this particular machine is that when you press the record button, it actually pulls a control cable. This here, which is in a metal sheath there, and it goes down onto the main circuit board and then pulls the switch on the main circuit board. I've seen various ways of doing it, but that seems like a very high-end, expensive way of doing it. But obviously they thought it was necessary at the time. Right, so I'm just going to put this cassette deck back where it belongs. Okay, I mean, just to show you the low ambition of this machine, this is the main transformer. So basically that is what, if nothing else, is going to limit the sound output, because it just won't have the punch required to drive some bigger speakers. I mean, the speakers are, I suppose they might look quite shiny in the shop and posh, but they are the very most basic wooden cabinet. No attempted bass response on these. Not even percent sure whether that tweet is real or not. But yeah, not a lot really showing here. I'm guessing that's the amplifier chip. The fact that the record playback switch is there, which suggests that this is probably the cassette circuitry here, and I'm going to guess that this is all part of the radio over here. This of course being the Farad core for the AM reception. Right, put this front fascia back on. Okay, so that's inside. There's from the front panels back on, and then this piece of hardboard, wood, sort of, just sits in there like that and covers the bottom up. Oh good, that sort of works anyway. Right, so basically you got a volume control here, tone control, balance, a mode selector, which in this case is phonographics, vinyl records, tape, FM stereo, FM normal, and AM. The FM works reasonably well, considering there's no aerial plugged in it. And as for the AM, there's a very clear difference between bickering and beads. It obviously works, but unfortunately where I live, it's very difficult to get half decent EM. I think it's partly because there's 11 kilovolt line running outside my house, which interferes with things. The cassette decks, your basic fast forward rewind, that's the record button. There's no noise reduction on here. Scratchy volume controls, but that's working quite well. Now the other issue I had with it was to do with the record player, and I will show you in a second what the problem was. Okay, so I've removed the turntable. Basically what was happening was the turntable was revolving, it was making this horrible rumbling sound. And what I found out was that this wheel here had a number of indentations around the side. Now it's a bit of a design flaw in that the motor automatically gets switched on and off with the tone arm, but there's a speed selector here, so you can go like that and select 45, which as you can see goes on the slightly larger part of this spindle here, or you can go 33, in which case it goes onto the smaller part of the spindle. But as you can see at the moment now there's actually a spring pushing that wheel up against there. Now when this was put into storage, which I'm guessing must be at least 30 years judging by the state of the belt on the cassette deck, that has then left an indentation. So what I ended up having to do was powering the motor up, pushing it against, and then just filing off the outside surface of this idle wheel here, so that now it works. So if I put that there like that and I release the tone arm, yeah, right. I mean it's still a little bit noisy, but trust me, that's a hell of a lot better than it was. Okay. So I'll just put the turntable back on. So the turntable's back on, and you can probably hear now the noise that this is producing, which of course does come through on the stylus, but within the realms of what I'm trying to achieve here, i.e. this is a naff record player for playing naff records that I secretly like, you know, it should serve the purpose. Now I've just bought a new cartridge for it because I think this one's worn out, so I'm going to change that now. Okay, Barrett's, what's it say there? Barrett's TV Video Hi-Fi, Telephone Canterbury or Ashford. As far as I'm aware, this is a Toshiba N20C, made in the UK. Can I believe that? I don't know. Right, but I think it's the right one. Alright, okay. Moment of truth time. I shall sleep.